we sure do appreciate the opportunity to kind of talk to you. Maybe you've heard of us. You've probably seen that logo before. In Houston, we've been around for a long time. And our premise was started with one prayer at one church. Lord, even as we enjoy this Super Bowl football game, help us to be mindful of those who don't have a bowl of soup to eat. That started this effort. A lot of youth involved, over 2 million over the years, and many, many churches, many, many schools. So when it comes to Loving Houston and what you all are doing, it's a natural fit. And obviously, you all, Loving Houston shares a board member with Super Bowl carrying Dr. Peterson, who's a great friend of Super Bowl carryings and has helped create a lot of great partnerships. Today, I wanted to kind of talk to you about a few things. One is just Super Bowl carrying in general. We're all about uniting communities to tackle hunger using the energy of the big game, but it goes further than that, because we really mobilize grassroots groups to help support hunger relief in their community. And the reason I really wanted to talk to you all is because you're working with schools, but you're also churches. And the churches at this point in time have to really be very involved, as you are and as you know, with their schools and with their community. And so what Super Bowl Caring has been doing over the last year since the pandemic began is we have been using and leveraging the power of technology to support our effort. Our signature campaign is to have a food collection using the energy of the big game on Super Bowl Sunday. You donate to your local food charity. Well, we can do better than that. So we created a technology that allows you to be able to see where all local food charities are. Right now, we have about 15,000 of them in our network. We're working on increasing that to about 100,000, which is how many food charities there are. But that includes schools and school foundations. Just last month in Houston, our effort, along with KHOU, created over $80,000 that will be donated to HISD to put food pantries in schools. So what I'm asking you to do, that happened because of our Tackle Hunger map. It's a map where you can see where local food charities are. You can donate to them directly through that map. But for our groups, you can see where your local food charities are and help them, because most people don't know where they are. In addition to that, the connection to Loving Houston and your efforts is that you all want to help your schools with whatever they need. Well, one of the primary needs of kids is to eat. And one of my friends at HISD said to me a couple months ago, hungry kids come from hungry families, and that's absolutely correct. So the first and foremost thing we can do to help support our schools is to make sure that they're eating. And so using efforts like Tackle Hunger, using efforts like the Super Bowl Caring signature campaign on Super Bowl Sunday, and then other times during the year, you can help support your school. But it's about having a conversation about that, because there's all sorts of ways in which our schools and our churches and others in the community can help make sure our families are eating. Schools are a great place for food pantries because they're within walking distance of where their kids live. And our families can make sure that not only the kids in the school are getting fed, which they are automatically, but they go home and their families aren't getting fed. And so we have to make sure we're doing as much as we can to make sure the whole family unit is getting food and nutrition. Our map is at map.tacklehunger.org. But what I wanted to make sure you understood is that tacklehunger.org has a lot of resources for schools, for churches, to help kids and help our youth groups understand the complexities of poverty and hunger, and how our churches must be a part of that solution. Let me just finish with this. One of the things that's happening right now is that we see a lot of our big food banks doing a lot of distribution, and that's really great. But remember, our food banks are only 50% of who's out there feeding people. And it's going to take the entire network, because Houston Food Bank they're the biggest in the country, but it's still not enough to make sure everybody is eating and make sure the people are getting fed. So please do go to our map, go to our website at tacklehunger.org. Explore that if you've never done this effort with your churches, but also have that conversation with your school principals. I've got a great white paper that I've shared with Loving Houston about how schools can get food pantries started in their schools, primarily through the use of the foundation, but also through church partnerships. And I'm happy to talk to any of you who are interested in helping to support that need. That's what we're here for. And our churches have to be the ones. Feeding America said that they could handle about 7 billion pounds worth of food this year. There's a need for 17 billion pounds worth of food this year to feed hungry families. So where's the rest of that going to come from if they can't do it because they're physically not big enough to do that network? Well, it's going to be our church pantries, our schools. Others are going to have to step in to make sure that we're getting people fed, and our churches are on the front lines of that, and we always have been. So I appreciate what you all are doing. You get it. Certainly am here as a resource. My email address is right there. And of course, Marilyn and Brittany, you all have my contacts. Feel free to use it.
Awesome, Allison. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed meeting with Allison about a month or so ago, and I thought that she has some very practical ideas for churches. I mean, one is talking to your school principal to see if you guys can host a food pantry on the school campus so that the families can have what they need right there. And if your church is able for you to keep that food pantry stocked, and then log it on this Tackle Hunger map so that people know where food is if they need it. And even if you can't do it at the school, if that's something that you can do at your church, still log it on the Tackle Hunger map so that people know where to find food when they need it.
Right, Brittany. One thing I'll say to you is that we had another school, Peck Elementary, that in HISD that has a food pantry. They are on our map. This past Super Bowl season, we just sent over $1,000 check to that school for their food pantry because of people donating to them. So, absolutely let me know how I can help you. It doesn't have to be, you think food pantry, it's a big thing. It can be just a little cupboard in the principal's office. Every single bit helps. So, just think about how that can be a part of what you're overall doing with your school. But, our churches can be a serious help to those families.